Welcome to your family as well. It was nice to have a chance to meet all of you, and just very grateful for your willingness to serve our country in this way. I'd like to start out with a question about LGBTQ plus issues and discrimination. So the EEOC has correctly taken the position that Title VII of the Civil Rights Act prohibits employment discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation and gender identity. And the Supreme Court upheld this decision in Bostock versus Clayton County in 2020. Ms. Kodegal, could you talk to us about how you will use your position to protect the rights of LGBTQ plus Americans in the workplace?
All American workers deserve to work in workplaces that are free from discrimination, and that includes LGBTQ plus workers. I think this is an important and evolving area of the law, an important area for enforcement. I am eager to understand what the Commission's work in this area has been to this point. Obviously, Vice Chair Samuels has done a lot of work on these issues, and I'm interested to learn how I can be most supportive of continued efforts to enforce the law. I have, as you may know, worked on behalf of transgender people to secure equal access to transition-related health care. I think there are creative opportunities here, opportunities for collaborative outcomes, and I've been part of some of that work. I would look forward to bringing all of that to bear if I'm so fortunate as to be confirmed.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Last year, as a result of an EEOC lawsuit, the food processing company JBS Swift, which has a plant in Worthington, Minnesota, settled a lawsuit with a claim of up to $5.5 million for 300 workers based on religious discrimination. The EEOC asserted that JBS's Greeley, Colorado plant, at that plant, the company discriminated against employees because they were Muslim, Somali immigrants, and Black. Some of the incidents included denying Muslim employees the ability to pray and harassment when they tried to pray during their scheduled breaks or bathroom breaks, among other serious discrimination. So, Ms. Kodegal, the JBS Foods company is valued at approximately $16.7 billion. And so while significant in some ways, a $5.5 million settlement to workers is a drop in the bucket compared to what the company brings in its overall valuation. I wonder if you could just talk a bit about how you would approach this type of litigation around religious discrimination and how you see establishing settlement amounts.
Yeah, thank you for that. I'm not tremendously familiar with the JBS case, although I have certainly heard of it, so I don't know the details and the facts. I will say this. I think that protection for workers of faith is established profoundly in Title VII, and it's an important set of rights to protect. I think that the process, in my experience as a litigator, of valuing cases turns on data, it turns on analysis, it turns on an understanding of the workforce and the harms that they suffer. And undertaking that analysis, as you might imagine, is a very case-specific and fact-specific process. I think it's important, it has been my experience that it's important to bring those various resources to bear to do that kind of analysis, to establish what the worth of the cases and the harm to the workers who suffer discrimination, if in fact there's been a cause finding to that effect. I think it's important to undertake that analysis, and I don't know enough about how the EEOC undertakes that process, as I'm obviously not there yet. But if I am so fortunate as to be confirmed as a litigator, that's an area that I would be interested in looking into.
Thank you very much. But would you agree that these settlements are they have a role in basically trying to get the company to not do it again?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Settlement can be very important to deterring behavior. I think it plays a number of different roles, right, that dollar amount. One is to address the harm done to workers in that situation. It is also to deter future behavior, both on the part of that employer and, in particular in sort of major industries that are closely watched, on the part of other potential leaders, in that industry. Settlement and settlement amounts, resolution of litigation can be watched closely by others.
So it's both correcting a wrong as well as deterring behavior, not only from the company that has committed the offense, but other companies who are watching, and particularly in food processing, and this particular meat processing, I mean, where there is a high level of concentration in this field, and the companies, I think, watch each other very closely. Right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Senator Hickenlooper.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you.